Hi everyone, this is Sarah. Um, Back again. I'm glad some of you guys came to watch me. Um, it's been a little while since I put out a video. I just put out my introduction video, and it's been a little while. We've had lots of sickness, and then when I was going to put out a video a few weeks ago, I actually fell. While I was in the old city, I was walking around and videoing, and I fell. Got a horrible sprain. So there's two things that I learned from that. I learned don't video or text or be looking at your phone while you're walking unless you're really young and falling is really easy for you. And the second thing is a bad sprain can really put you down. And so unfortunately, I sprained the foot that I push on my pedal with pretty bad, actually, the ankle part pretty bad. So I'm just now getting up and getting back into my quilting room, which turned into a complete disaster. I don't know what happened. I had a couple of my kids come and visit, and they were in here, and then I um, just kept telling my husband, just put it in my quilting room, just put it in my quilting room. And so now it's a mess. So I'm trying to clean it up. So I thought I would stop and make a video instead of clean up more, which I'm sure you all have had this too. So one of the things I wanted to talk about in the video today was rulers. So I have, for the longest time, for the longest time, I'm a little bit of a snob with my rulers. And some things in quilting in general anyway. I just like more than others, and so I only buy those things. But OmniGrid rulers have been wonderful. I have loved them. I do not use any other rulers, or I haven't used any other rulers, except in the very beginning when I was quilting. I bought several rulers, and some people gave me some rulers that were less expensive than OmniGrid. And it's not the expense that I like, because who likes to spend more money, right? We all try to get the bargain and the money off and everything. But OmniGrid rulers just have been so good. They're easy to see when I put, let's see if I can get a piece of fabric. They're easy to see when you have to cut something. I don't normally cut yellow, and these have yellow lines, and so they're very bright and very to see. So in my big move to another country, which I got some emails that I failed to tell you where I moved. So I lived in Washington State for a lot of years. And uh, it was some of my children already had moved. I have several children, and some of them, three of them, had already moved to this other country, and I just had a couple left back in Washington, and we didn't get to see them very often. Unfortunately, we lived only like 45 minutes away, but that 45 minutes on a freeway in Washington traffic, I don't know, just felt like a lot longer. And they lead very busy lives. They are so, I'm very proud of my kids, all of them. So I have great kids that are doing very well for themselves, and um, thank God I really um, anyway, I won't get onto my children because that's a whole subject that I could go for hours on. But I left two children and one very wonderful little grandboy back in Washington. And I moved to this other country that I've always dreamed of being in. And so it's Israel. I live in Israel now. And so I love it. Three of my kids had already moved here years and years ago, and I have three beautiful grandbabies that live here, all under 3. And so I get to be grandma, and I love it. I don't think there's anything better in this world than to raise your kids, go through all of the balagan, the craziness, and then get to be grandma. And it's wonderful. I love it. I absolutely love it and adore it. So anyway, back to the rulers. In my big move here, we only came with suitcases and we only had a few suitcases. So I had to leave a lot of my stuff there. So anything that I brought with me was important. So these rulers are pretty old, but some of them in the shipping here on the planes, they cracked. They either chipped the bottom or other things happened to them, and I was so sad. So, and then I got here, and I love my grandchildren, but they've never seen quilting things before, and they just come in here and they pick it up and then they drop it, and that cracks the ends. So anyway, I found, let me get it. I found, which I've heard about for years, but I've never bought one before. And I bought my first Creative Grids rulers. And I was so sad because I could not find OmniGrid rulers. And Amazon works here, but it takes a long time. And I'm not super patient with waiting for my quilting things. My husband will tell you. So anyway, I found Creative Grids and I'm amazed at them. There's less lines, particularly on this one. There's a couple more that I have in different places. I will have to find them. My room is a bit of a mess right now, but they're amazing. What is so very awesome about them, which is just very cool, is they have these grippers on the back of them, and the grippers are flush with these. Now, OmniGrid, they make a product that you can put on the back of your ruler, and that helps grip your ruler onto the fabric so that it doesn't move as much. I've never been successful with using them. I mean, that's just the way that it goes. I've never been successful with using them. So I've always just mustered through, and every now and then I'll have to recut something, which is horrible if you don't have a lot of fabric to do that with. But every now and then I've had to do that. Excuse me, I'm sorry. But these creative grid rulers, they're like flush with the thing. So I don't have anything like pushing up in certain spots or coming off as I'm trying to move something. It's pretty amazing. So I have two of these. Actually, I take that back. I just, for Valentine's Day, I just got the Creative Grids I Love My Quilting Friends ruler. Amazing. I love it. It's 2.5 inches by 10 inches, and I use them mostly to trim up, you know, when you get the jelly rolls, and sometimes they're a little bit wider than 2.5 inches, which that's really great, except when you're trying to cut something really fast and you really need it to be 2.5 inches. So if you see up top back here, I've started I watch Pat Sloan almost every day. I wake up in the morning, sit up in my bed, and turn on Pat Sloan. Love Pat Sloan. Anyway, she's doing, in the month of March, she's doing a every day, the same pattern every day, but different fabrics. And so this is my version of what she's doing. You know, it's just a quick thing. When she started it, when it was quarantine, at the beginning of quarantine, and for 3 months in a row, she had a quarantine quilt, and I did 2 of the 3, and they were just fun to do. I used my scraps. It's an easy way. This fabric is, the centers are solids. I think it's by Moda. I think they're by Moda. They could be Free Spirit maybe, but I think it's by Moda. And then the ones around it are all the Millefiori fabric that are the darker ones. I had bought a jelly roll, or somebody had given me a jelly roll, and it's not my favorite fabrics. It's not really my fabric line that I like, but it works perfect for this. And this is going to be one of those quilts that you just snuggle up under on the couch and eat popcorn and watch whatever show you. I love Grey's Anatomy, but whatever show you like. So anyway, I have 3 of these creative grids rulers now. One really long one that's about 12 inches wide. I have this one. It's called the Perfect 10 ruler. Um, I got this one on Amazon, but the other ones I got from I've already discovered a quilt store here in Israel that I really like. It's Quilt Israel is the name, and Rena is the owner, and she's wonderful. And then this one I also got from Amazon, and my 12-inch one I got from my local quilt store here. So anyway, I just wanted to tell you about these rulers. They are amazing. So because I was such a snob with my Omni-Grid rulers, I never was able to really put my mind to use one of these creative grid rulers. So the moral of the day is maybe I should be less snobby about some of my products that I use. I'm the same way with thread. I really, really, really love Aurifil. That's what I use. I don't use anything else. And if I absolutely have to, I don't enjoy my quilting as much because just something in my brain says, oh, that thread's not good enough, which I don't know that to be true. It's just what I like. So if you have some of those things that you like and you just will not try anything else, leave it in the comment or email me is fine too. And I hope that you enjoy this video, and there'll be more to come. I'm hoping to do it at least once a week on something, and then you tell me what you like. Sometimes I want to just sew along with somebody and have conversations with them, just talk while we're sewing and things like that. And I haven't really found a group here to do that with. So I was thinking that I would just do that here. So tell me what you think, and thank you so much for viewing today. Until next time.